Okie dokies. I would like to take this time to talk a little bit about my 1911 and pretty much the differences between Kimber and Smith & Wesson and what else have we got there? We got the Springfield Armory, and we got the Dan Wessons and Rock Island Armory and Charles Daly and just you name it. If they make 1911, I'm talking about them. All right, there's my holster. Woohoo! Look at that. Throw that over there. As always, safety check. Nothing in there. And the magazine's right there, so whatever. Put this right down. Now, the differences between a cheap 1911 that you get for like I don't know, what's the cheapest 1911 there is? Like $300, maybe? I don't even know. Or let's just say $300 for a 1911 compared to, let's say, a $2,000 Dan Wesson, or just bring it down a notch, $900 Kimber, or Springfield Armory. Now, oh, and of course the $650 Charles Daly, which you could get for $450, I heard. So, whatever. Anyway, the differences between the low grade 1911s, or the I guess well, I don't know, well, no, not low grade. I don't, what the hell do you call them? I don't even know what you would call them. Okay, the low grade name brand compared to the high grade name brand. And that's pretty much what it is. It comes down to name brand. Now, Charles Daly is not a Kimber. Charles Daly is not a Springfield Armory. Charles Daly is not a Cult. Charles Daly is Charles Daly, and Charles Daly is actually a pretty damn good 1911. Now, people say that you could tell a good 1911 by a couple of things. Number one, well, first of all, excuse me, I have a little tickle in my throat. God damn, motherfucker. Anyway, people say you could tell a good 1911 by a couple of things. First of all, how they're made. If you see any imperfections, like little creases or whatever in the metal, creases, I mean, like where they mold the gun. And you can see, nice and smooth. No imperfections anywhere that I can see. So, must be a good 1911. Another thing is, they say, well, a good 1911 will be very tightly made, meaning the slide won't wobble back and forth or frontwards and backwards or anything. Well, frontward and backwards, except where you when you rack the slide, obviously. But that, goes without saying. But no, more in back here. I don't know if you can see, but there shouldn't be any play back and forth. And there's absolutely no play whatsoever. If there is, it's very minute. As you can see, it ain't going anywhere. That's very, very tight. So, I guess this must be a great 1911. Another thing is the custom features. Obviously, I have the skeletonized trigger and the skeletonized hammer, and I also have the lowered and flared ejection port, along with the extended Beavital safety. Must be a great 1911. Also, I like to add black slide and silver here. I love that. But yeah, my point is, I paid $650 for this 1911. It's a Charles Daly. They don't make Charles Daly anymore, for whatever reason, money issues, I guess. Uh, it's a great 1911. You get it for, again, you could probably find it for $450 if you really look. Um, Compare that to, let's say, again, a Kimber or a Springfield Armory, and basically it's going to be the same exact thing. A 1911 is a 1911 is a 1911 is a 1911. No matter how you slice it, no matter how much you pay for it, no matter, no matter what you say, no matter what anybody says, a 1911 is a 1911 is a 1911. And that's the bottom line. Would I ever like to get a Kimber or a Dan Wesson? Sure, why not? Or a Colt? Heck, yeah, heck yeah. But I'm just saying, it doesn't really matter because all 1911s are made the same. Whether you have a cheap, what do you call them, Rock Island Armory, I think they're the cheapest ones you could get. I think. I could be wrong. In fact, I probably am wrong. I'm always wrong. But no, Rock Island Armory, Charles Daly's another cheap brand. Taurus, nothing against Taurus. They make great revolvers. And, their 1911s are great too, I hear. But, again, it doesn't matter what 1911 you get. If it's a 1911, it's going to be a 1911 and it's going to be great. I mean, sure, you may have some problems with the beaver tail safety on the gun you get, or, some kind of a malfunction somewhere, but that's not really the brand, right? I mean, that's not really the fault of the brand. That's just just a fluke. I mean, Kimber, they even produce some shitty guns. Beretta, they produce some shitty guns. Springfield Armory, they produce some shitty guns. And when I say shitty guns, I mean there's some problems with them. They make so many guns, come on. Don't let one bad gun deter you from trying them again. Again, well, that's about it. I mean, I don't have anything. Oh, and a 1911, if you want to go a classic 1911, you kind of got to have a single stack magazine because, well, I'll tell you, in World War II, there were no double stack magazines for a 1911. All right, you just had a single stack magazine, and that's it. And that's what this is. It's a single stack setup. There's no way you can put a double stack in here. And I like that because that's, classic 1911. I love it. Put this down gently. It's a fucking marble table. Well, that's about it. I mean, I think I made my point, and I'm sure I'll get a shitload of comments like, oh, you don't know what you're talking about. Springfield Armory, the shit, Springfield Armory is awesome. Kimber's awesome. My $5,000 1911 will kick your piece of crap Charles Daly's ass. I'm like, all right. Because I'm pretty sure they'll perform just about the same. And again, it all depends on the shooter. Me, I admit, I'm a shitty shot. I'm a shitty shot because I hardly ever go shooting. If I went shooting, like, a couple times a week, like some people do, I'm not going to say any names, then I'd be pretty much a sharpshooter. But this particular person isn't a very good shot at all. And I don't know why, because he goes shooting like pretty much every day, and he sucks. But anyway, that's enough about that. And don't comment me asking me who you talking about, because I'm not going to say, because yeah, who cares? This video is about 1911's, and basically they're all the same. That's what this is about. So yeah, that's the end of this video. It's going on way too long. I apologize.